Hey guys, what is up? Today I'm doing a video of, as you can see, I've got my Hawk scarf on. 2 members, yep, very nice. Hawthorn playing tonight, and today, just trying to get my face in there. Today I'm going to be doing, you know how I did last, about 2 hours ago, I did a round preview, so who's going to play, what my tip is. Now I'm going to do the big ins and the big outs for each side. So starting off Friday night, Hawthorn versus the Adelaide Crows. Very big ins for Hawthorn. Josh Gibson and Bradley Hill, the big running carry from Hill, might help them today. And Josh Gibson, good spoiler. I reckon he'll go and text Taylor Walker. We've got to try and keep him quiet, don't we? He better. As you can see, Tim Hawk scarf over there. And the outs for Hawthorn, Litherland and Daniel Howe, they both got omitted. The in for the Crows, Charlie Cameron gets to play his first game of the season, and Miller is out with a quad injury. So I'll just tell you who would be the big matchups. So I'm trying to think. Gunston on Talia, a big one. Mitchell on Rory Sloane. That's going to be a very big matchup between those two. That's it, kind of. It's for the big ins and big outs and the big matches up. So here we go. Moving on to Saturday Arvo game. Sydney versus West Coast. Big ins. A big in for Sydney. Callum Sinclair. He's back now, and G. Hubert is in also for the Sydney Swans. Out, Dean Tower was omitted, and Nan Curvis. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, Sydney fans. But they both are omitted. And big in, very couple of big ins for West Coast. Matt Prittis, Sharrod Wellingham, and McGuinness. They're all in for the West Coast. Matt Prittis missing last week with, I think it was hamstring tightness or something. So the outs for West Coast meant M. Hutchings, Scott Lysette out with suspension, and Jay Nelson out with omitted. There we go. I reckon some of the big matchups from that game. Josh Kennedy, Ted Richards. Josh Kennedy should win that one, I reckon. They're very. I would have thought Will Schofield would go on Lance Franklin for most of the game, I reckon. And I reckon he will. Here we go. Moving on to the next game. There is about 6 outs and 6 ins for Gold Coast. Dan Curry, Jay Grant, L. Russell, Trent McKenzie, P. Wright are all in. For Gold Coast. They lost last week, and Stephen May out for 5 weeks. He got suspended. So he's out. Davis, why? I don't know why you would rest someone that's only just the beginning of the season. Dion Pestia out with illness. Stephen May out with suspension. Tom Nichols and Kagan Brooks be omitted. No changes for the Roos with their win over the Dockers last week. Moving on to the Saturday night game at the Etihad Stadium. Western Bulldogs versus the Brisbane Lions. Should be a pretty easy game for the Western Bulldogs, but they've got injuries. They've lost Boyd and Joe Hannison. Big forward Tom Boyd, and he's out with a shoulder injury. And Joe Hannison with a hamstring, as you can see. He just got the ball, kicked it, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm happy." And and the big in, Easton Wood's back, Tom Campbell's back, Dixon's back, and Dale's back, and the big in for Brisbane is Tom Rockcliffe is in. That's a massive in for them. Here we go. Moving on to the other Saturday night game, Port Adelaide versus Geelong. Stewart and O'Shea are in for Port Adelaide. Pollock is omitted, and Brendan Archie is also omitted. The ins for Geelong, Enright is in. Kirsten is in, and Lincoln McCarthy's in again, and Lockie Henderson is rested as well. I don't know why. Murdoch's omitted, and Darcy Lang is also omitted. He played well last week. passing the last one. Here we go for St Kilda vs GWS, one of the biggest games of the round. St Kilda nearly winning against the Hawks. I was at that game. Nearly got there. Webster in, Longer in, Dunstan in, Membry was in as well, and Eli Templeton is omitted, so they'll have to. Some people might not play, so that Membry might not play or something like that. Ins for GWS, Devon Smith being Jeremy Cameron, a massive in. Those two big forwards should have a big influence on the score with a massive win over Port Adelaide last week. I reckon they're going to be in a big win maybe for GWS, or it could be a big win for St Kilda, or it could be a really close game. Haynes is in and Hopper is in. Tomlinson is out, omitted, and Hopper gets to play his first game for GWS, and first game ever, or something like that. I'm going to go with St Kilda for this game. I reckon they're going to win that. Moving on to the Domain Stadium Sunday game. It is Fremantle versus Carlton. In for thing. Fremantle, Zach Clark is in, Bay Gray is in, D Tucker is in, and no out, so they're going to have to overflow some players. So yeah, Jamison is in, White is in, and Jones is in. So a couple of big ins there for Carlton. I'm going to go with Fremantle for this game. Sunday night game, Richmond versus Melbourne. Lots of ins for both sides. Vince, Garland, Neil Bullen and Petrica are all in, and Jones and Oliver is Clayton Oliver. He got rested as well. Jones is out with soreness. I don't know what part of it is that is soreness for Jones. But in a very couple of big ins, Deledio and Marriage are back for the Tigers. Morris, Miles and Batchelor are all in, and Moore and Vlastoon are Vlastoon's out with a leg injury, and Moore's out with omitted. And here we go, Anzac Day. Collingwood versus Essendon, big game for both sides. Frost, Smith, Maynard and Cox are in. Jesse White is omitted. And ins for Essendon, Crowley, Dempsey, Simpkin and Grimley, and Levada is out with a shoulder injury. A big game for that game. So yeah, very big, good round of footy. Hopefully you guys like this video. Remember to drop a like. 5 likes on this video would be very muchly appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye!